Well, what is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hey, before we go any further, please subscribe. I would love to have you here on a regular basis. That would be great. Now, let's get to the knife on the table. So the folks over at Kansept were nice enough to send us along some new stuff to look at. And of them, this is my favorite. This is the new Kansept Convict. It is a very attractive titanium frame lock with an S35VN blade, and what a blade. I love the shape of this blade. It is a sheep's foot. It is a beautiful sheep's foot. Now, this is designed by Sheepdog Knives, the folks that brought you the Sheepdog over at Kaiser Knives. It is comfortable in hand. It is a smaller knife. It's a little small for me, but for most people, I think this thing would be an excellent carry. Let's get rid of these. There are a couple of things I really like about this knife. The first of which is this incredibly, well, that's really, I've been carrying it, so it's smudged. This really nice full flat grind on this S35. It comes down to a very nice edge. The handle itself is neutral without being boring. Now there are 4 anode out barrel spacers on this thing. That's a style issue. I like it. I think it looks very cool, which means you do get these 4 screws on the side. The one thing that I wish they'd done was put this sort of brass or bronze anode screws in the back. I think that would have matched out very nicely. There is a black version of this as well that comes with black hardware. Pocket clip is very nice. It is stamped, it is milled out titanium. Good spring, good ramp, and lots of room in there for even heavy jeans. As I said, it is a frame lock, and as you can see, we're locked up at about 35%. The knife itself is just very comfortable in hand. It really is a joy to carry, and a good knife to use. There is one little nitpick that I'm going to make, and that's this. It doesn't have thumb studs. It has this sort of thumb bar right here, which works exceptionally well, but it does find itself in the cutting path. You know, I don't know how they would have fixed that on a knife this size, but that's where we are. Just something to be aware of. You know, you can, I think, flip it around if you're a lefty, although the pocket clip is not reversible. So this is primarily a right-hand knife. Now, I mentioned it's not very big, and it's not. Let's do some specs. The blade itself is 3 1/4 inches of cutting on just a little over 3 1/4 inches overall. The grip area from behind the swell is 3 1/4 inches. So as you can see, my finger with my big old mitts is kind of right on that edge, but still very comfortable. Now, this is not a stabby knife, but it is an excellent cutter, particularly for draw cuts. This thing in this grip, finger forward, is really good. If you're looking for a box opener or any sort of package opener, the Convict here is an excellent choice for you. Let's do some size comparisons. It's just something we do on the channel. Yeah, hang on just a second. I was trying to improve the lighting a little bit. I'm actually working in a different room today, and I realize we have a fair amount of shadow. Sorry about that. Size comparisons, that's what we were doing. Well, let's see. Let's start off with the lightweight Para 3. And as you can see, the Convict here is a little bit bigger than the Para 3, and of course you get a lot more blade. The PM2, of course, is going to be considerably larger, and it is. But of course, these are knives that I think most people have at least seen, even if you don't own one yourself. You know, size-wise, it is very similar to a personal favorite of mine. This is the Dam Designs Basilisk. As you can see, these are very similar in size. There is a full review of this particular Basilisk coming. I haven't done that yet. Look at that Mokutai. Anyway, we'll get to that later. The showpiece for this knife is the comfort in hand. Right? It is everything is nicely beveled, chamfered out and beveled. There are no sharp edges. Even the tip of this pocket clip is not sharp. It is super comfortable in hand. And because of the shape of the pocket clip, there is no hot spot, for me at least. Your experience may vary. What else do we have laying on the table that's fun? Well, here it is against the Hogue X5, which is, of course, just a monster compared to the Kansept knife here. Kansept in the last year and a half has become a go-to company for me when people ask, hey, what's a good company to look at? I have yet to have a bad knife from them. I've got some that are too small for me. That's fair. But generally speaking, for fit, finish, and quality, I have yet to get a bad one. No blade play, no blade rock, no off-centering, no flaws. While every knife design that they make isn't for me, every knife design that I've had so far, and I think we've had 18 at this point come through our various channels, Women Carry Knives and I, all of them have been really good. And I like that. That speaks well to me about what's coming. The overall knife in length is, 7.5, which is a good length. It has, I'm going to guess 3.5 millimeter blade stock. Let's find out. All right. Yeah. Just at 3.5 millimeters, or a little tiny bit over. I'm rocking it a little bit there. 3.5 millimeters. And as I said, because it's a full flat grind, it does come down to a really nice edge. This is really good to work with on the table. Because of the shape of the knife, you can't get the blade fully flat down. But, if you were even cutting up vegetables or something on a table, there's more than enough blade up here at the tip to get all the way through and do the chopping that you need. And of course, as I said, it is excellent for boxes, straps, cord, whatever you're cutting. It is a great shape for that. I do love a good sheep's foot blade, and this is one. The folks over at Sheepdog Knives have really designed a nice one for the folks at Kansept, which I think is very cool. Now, how much does it weigh? Let's find out. No? Are we going to work? Ah, there we go. Go, scale, go. All right. 4 ounces. Yep, 4 ounces. For a 3¼ inch, a little over 3¼ inch blade, 4 ounces is going to be kind of heavy for some of you, but since it is all titanium, and the titanium is not milled. If you look inside here, which of course with my crappy camera, you can't do that. Maybe a little, no. They're just nicely sized pieces of titanium. They're not too thick. And as I said, they are rounded, which is really nice. As you can see, it's not a flat slab. It actually has a swell towards the center. So it fills the hand very nicely. And the action, of course, very good. This is the new Kansept Convict, designed by the folks over at Sheepdog Knives. These are available now, or at least they will be very shortly. If you are interested in this particular style of knife, honestly, go after them. They're about $200 for S35VN and titanium running on bearings. Not a bad deal. And the quality of build is superb. And that's where we're going to end it. If you guys are interested, go ahead and go check out the Kansept Convict. I will put a link in the description somewhere where you can track one down if they're available. Hope you guys are having a great day. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.